Gales. Today we're going to be reading The Grieving. Let's start now. I've always loved Cartoon Network. When I was growing up, it was one of my favorite channels to watch. Even today, it has some good shows like Adventure Time and Regular Show. One of my newest shows on the network, The Amazing World of Gumball, is cute and mildly entertaining show. Not really my cup of tea. It's a little immature, but my little brother seems to like it a lot. One day I was watching Adult Swim, then when I realized I had been up so late that I hadn't even been kept track of the time. It was already 4 a.m. I don't recall ever watching as this late, so I stayed awake to see what would happen when it ended. A little bumper showed up at the bottom of the screen during a commercial break. It said that a special episode of The Amazing World of Gumball was about to come on. I was a little confused about an episode of a very popular new show coming on this early. I was bored, decided I would watch it, thinking it might come on later in the day so I can spoil it for my brother. For the mean, I know. The flashy, energetic theme played, although it was a little different than I recall. The music was a little different, and the show's logos wasn't animated. Its colors were done rather sloppy as well, almost like something a little kid would do on a doodle board or a glow board. I ignored it, assuming it was done just for this special episode. The title of the show was Grieving, a sort of sad title, but I didn't really pay too much attention. It began with Gumball, the show's 12-year-old protagonist, standing alone facing a corner of dimly lit classroom. He looked absolutely miserable, a far cry from the cheerful demeanor he usually had. There was no one else in his room, not even his best friend and adopted brother Darwin, the goldfish. And the windows in the room clearly showed the night sky outside. I was already starting to get confused. Why would he be at school at night? I was wondering, and why was he standing in the corner all sad and alone? After what seemed like a minute, Gumball standing soberly calmer, the scene suddenly changed. We were in Gumball's house. Once again, the scene silent and disquieting. Richard Gumball's enormous rabbit's father walks from the kitchen. He looked even more miserable than Gumball had in the previous scene. Richard isn't wearing his usual Atari. He's dressed in a fancy black suit. A little characteristic of him, but he's usually a slob. He signs and slumps down onto the sofa and starts sobbing intensely, sounding like someone who had just thought something important. I was starting to get creeped out. Where was the silly fun cartoon I usually looked forward to watching with my little brother? This was something completely different. I was beginning to think that perhaps though it could have been, this was might have been the creators did as an experiment, test of animation or sound. Perhaps though it couldn't have been aside from the opening theme, which was still different from its final shows. The episode had been much quieter than what it usually was. Only subtle sounds and very little music, and the character designs were somewhat sloppy, rushed looking, and the real life background used for show looked like different. Alright guys, this one is long, so if you guys want part two, please smash the like button. So where was I? We do it to two. Next part two, please like the video, please.